Sister. I am your host, Jennifer, along with my royal friend,
Miss Trixie.
And our special royal guest,
Jackie.
Jackie.
Yay!
And today's topic, it's spicy. It's spicy. It gets us a little angry, because I guess we're all females. Before we start, let's get a quick toast, everybody. Cheers.
I already drank. Cheers.
Jackie, go away.
Jackie's like,
cheers. Go
cheers,
grab your drink.
Yeah.
Grab your drink, sit down, turn on your podcast or your YouTube channel. Well, we're talking about it. Where can they get a hold of us?
You guys can get a hold of us at Keeping It Real with the Royal Sisters. It's going to be all linked below. You guys can find us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. We have like this little awesome Facebook group that everybody's been commenting and showing us love on. So we really appreciate that.
I also want to thank everybody that has been subscribing. When you subscribe, make sure you hit that little bell, the notification bell, so every time we post something, you are aware that there's something new to watch or to listen. I also want to thank, we were looking at our numbers,
yes,
and of course people in Florida are listening, but I want to thank that one person in Singapore. That one subscriber in Singapore.
No way.
Yeah, and Cuba.
And Cuba, yeah.
Yes. Hold on, we're Panama. I know who it is. My cousin in Panama, and of course in Ponce, Puerto Rico, my family over there. Somebody's listening. Somebody's listening. Even though we, it's Latin countries, but they speak English. They
Singapore don't listen.
I don't know if it's a Spanish, but it's like that little percent there. I'm like, thank you.
We look at that, we're like, yeah,
wow. Yeah, I think it's because I hashtag baby shark.
Maybe.
It's a joke.
Also, you guys, we were looking at the numbers, and there's a lot of you guys out there that are listening to us. You guys love us, but you're not subscribed. So please, we're trying to make this channel grow a little bit more. Not a little bit more, a lot more. So please just subscribe. Like, that would be great.
I think we're up to 60 subscribers.
I want to say we're at 69 subscribers.
Yeah, our goal is, we got small goals, and 100 is one of them.
Yeah.
So help us out, share. Besides that, also, we have a lot of people reach out regarding the topics, or that they have topics. We do have a hotline number that you could text. We're not gonna answer it, I'm sorry, but you could text us. We do have a full-time job.
Yeah.
So we will, on our time off, we will read them. Yeah. So there's an email for
us, yes. I'll have our number and our email, everything linked below, so you guys can just click on it and do it.
Yes. And whenever you reach out, it's gonna be anonymous. Even if you want me to share your name, I'm not gonna do that, because we're not going to.
We're not shady like that. We're not trying to do that. Like,
it could be the juiciest thing, but no, we're not doing that. No. Oh no. Okay. No.
Also, we have our special guest Jackie, that she's been here with us before, and you guys loved her, so like we had to bring her back. Jackie, where can they find you on social media?
I know I'm not doing Facebook right now, so just Instagram. I don't even know what my thing is for Instagram.
Okay, well, it'll be linked below.
Something like that. They're cute names.
Yeah, just Instagram. Facebook is not happening right now.
Okay.
It's okay. I don't really do Facebook. Like, I feel like it's...
She says that's for old people.
Yeah. Well,
I feel like it's just a lot of stuff that I don't really care to know.
Exactly.
So I'm just like...
Yeah, Instagram's a lot more like clean.
I guess I'd rather see pictures than.
Yeah, no.
You know
what that's a lot of rather see
I
pictures.
guess.
I always look cute on my Instagram. I'm like,
okay.
No,
all right, so
let's go to our topic for today.
All right, so our topic today is, I don't really know how to call it. It's I want to call it like maybe cultural differences. So I'm gonna play the video here. So
this is it. Listen to the video.
A Spanish woman, they're raised to be a wife.
But why isn't a black woman raised that way?
Most black women are raised to be independent. Most black women are raised to be strong, tough, independent, and don't take no shit. Because the daddy wasn't shit. I raised you alone by myself. Be a strong black woman. So they come into the game with their guard up ready. Now, a Spanish girl is raised to serve. Let's face it, they're raised to serve. If one time I swear to God, I'm at a girl's house having dinner. I got her with my own plate, put it in the garbage, put it in the sink. Her mom spazzed on her. in Spanish about da 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 da. Now, in the black woman's house, if I get up with my own plate, she gonna say, "That's a damn good nigga. He got his own shit. I like him, Shirley. He got his own shit." But Maria better get up and get that plate and get it washed and show him you are a wife.
So let's open it up. What do you guys think of it?
I sent you that video because at first I kind of felt it. I'm like, yeah. And then I'm like, it pissed me off.
Yeah.
It pissed me off because I'm like, no, I think women in general are raised like that. Maybe Black Americans and Latinas are raised that way.
Yeah.
And if I'm wrong, my white American woman, let me know. Tell me.
Yeah.
You know,
Have a different point of view.
Yeah, please share because and maybe not just Latinas, maybe in the Italian culture, maybe it's a cultural thing.
Yeah, maybe. See, for me, what made me angry was that it's like he put us in a box. He said that black women were taught to be independent and they had to be independent and this and that Spanish women, we had to serve and we were taught to be like at our men's hands and feet. And it's like, why can't we serve and be independent? Because I feel like he forgot that part. Like, because there's a lot of Spanish women that I know that we cherish our husbands, but guess what? Our husbands know. Well, I'm not married, but like the husbands know. I'm like, our husbands.
You're significant.
Our husbands know that, wow, my wife is doing this because she really loves me. And wow, like some of them don't take it for granted. And that they're very independent. They're like, listen, I could do this and this. I serve my husband because I want to, because that's what makes me feel good. Right. And I want him to be like, thank you for, you know, this is it. Yeah,
not expected.
Yeah.
But appreciate it.
And I think he forgot that. He made us look as Spanish women like we were servants, and we're not servants.
No.
Well, that's the culture. That's what sometimes, old school culture portrays, is that you stay home with the children, you raise them, and the man is the one that is the breadwinner. That's what you're
That's how
taught.
I was raised.
Mm-hmm.
Both of my parents worked full time. Because, you know, it wasn't enough for just my dad or my mom to work.
So your mom worked, but she also had to do.
And she would come home and she would cook and she would clean. But the thing is, though, is so would my dad.
Okay.
My dad was not, he still to this day, he's not a lazy person. And he's never like, you know, why aren't you cleaning the dishes? And why is this house look like what? He's like, he lives there, he takes care of the house as well.
Okay.
So but it's funny because when we were growing up, it was more so you girls need to learn how to cook. And then my brother was just like, would chill.
I'm with you on that one, yeah.
But what I didn't get about that is both of my parents both did the chores. They both helped each other. They both did the laundry. But when it was coming to time to teach and to instill, looking back, it feels like more of the household chores were being taught to my sister and I.
I'm with you on that one.
Yeah.
You are, and I'm glad.
I think my dad is a different. My dad's different.
Generation.
He's a different person. He's a different type of man. I feel.
Yeah.
He's not your norm.
Yeah.
He doesn't say that cooking is the woman's job. He'll be like, "What's for dinner? Let me start it," or something. You know what I mean? Like
my father never did that.
Yeah.
But we were raised that way.
Right.
You know, like it was expected for
the woman.
Like I was telling Trixie earlier, I'm like, why is it like I don't remember when we were growing up, and all Latinas maybe remember this. Saturdays are meant for cleaning the weekend.
Yeah. So the music came on at 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
Ding ding ding.
Mommy will wake up. But I don't remember my brothers. And okay, let's take Paris out of the picture because he came way later on. He's the youngest. He's what, 27 now? I'm 46. So he came later on. That's a totally different.
That's two decades of difference.
Yeah. So I don't remember adding Michael in the equation. I don't remember that. And we were taught that, you know, you have to learn how to clean, how to cook, how to sew, how to do certain things, how to wash your clothes. Like
anything that would have to do with the house.
But in my house, and let me make a note real quick. This is nothing against my mom.
You have to put a disclaimer at the bottom.
This is nothing against my mom. This is,
No moms were harmed in the
no,
video.
my mom is my #1 fan for this.
Yes, thank you.
She is. So mommy has nothing to do with this.
No,
it's the way that she was.
Right.
She was.
It's generational.
Raised.
Yeah.
So probably the way your mom was raised, your mom was
And
raised,
my grandmother.
and it's my job to change it.
Yeah.
My job to change it. And we grew up, and it probably affected 50 more, I think, where if we didn't know how to do these things, we're not gonna get a man.
Yeah.
I'm not getting a man. Like, si tú no sabes cocinar, if you don't know how to cook,
Yeah.
or if you don't know how to do that, or if you
Good
don't
luck
clean,
finding a man.
you're not gonna find a man who's gonna.
The way to a
love
man's
that,
heart,
like, good luck
the
finding a
way
man.
to a man's heart is through his stomach. If you can't
Yeah.
cook, then you don't got
You
a man.
know.
That's like the subtle way of being like, you need to learn how to cook and stuff. Like, for me, it's a subtle jab. It's something that.
If
like,
I didn't know how to do all these things, I'm not. ¿Quién se va a casar contigo? Who's gonna
Yeah.
marry you? Nobody's gonna marry you.
Oh my
If you don't do
gosh.
this, I'm like, oh, okay.
And that messes with your head.
It does.
Mommy, let me tell you.
Yes.
To the point. Again, I'm 46, and
Yep.
sometimes, and I don't want to throw nobody in on the bus, but sorry, Javi. I'm like, Javi's like, you're not like your mom. I'm like, and that will bother me because
Well,
I want
how
to be
is
like
how
my
is his
mom.
mom? Is his mom the same?
She
With his
yeah,
dad?
yeah, because it's that
It's a
generation.
cultural. That's
It's
what I'm
that
saying. It's a
generation.
generational
thing.
/ cultural.
And then I'm like, it will bother me because I'm like, I'm not like my mom. So here I am blowing myself up, trying to be like my mom. Like my mom is superwoman. Mommy raised 4 kids, cleaned the house, like with our help and all stuff like that. While Papi worked and ran a business, Mommy did all this. And not talking about whatever personal issues my mom was having. Like to me, she's superwoman. I want to be like her.
Yeah.
But guess what?
That doesn't mean she didn't struggle.
Yeah.
But I'm not. I'm Jennifer.
And you work.
And I work.
Your mom.
My mom
your mom's
stayed
job
home.
was to raise
She
the
stayed
children.
home and raised the children. And I was trying. And I don't have any children, but I wanted to be like. I'm like, oh my god, like saying that I'm not like her. That I'm not. You know what? I gave up. To me, I'm like, I'm not a housewife.
Yeah.
I'm a businesswoman. And that's not bad. That's not bad.
It's not. And I think
That's not bad.
And I think that like in the Spanish culture, at least how we were raised, it's bad to be a businesswoman. They were kind of always like, you have to be a wife
Because you're
like,
neglecting your family.
So,
Yeah.
that's what you're like.
Jeremy one day told me, he was like, do you notice like, I'm speaking from Spanish culture because it's like that's what we were raised.
Yeah.
But it's like Jeremy told me, like in a Spanish family, they see a woman's worth by who they get married, and they see it by what they can do for their husband. They see a man's worth by what job they have and what kind of family,
Right.
what kind of household they provide for their family.
It's definitely a Hispanic thing or a Latin thing to tell a man that he needs to be a provider, that he can't show emotion, that he needs
That's what I want,
to be
emotion.
strong, and he can't, he has to be the breadwinner, and but then you have, when he gets home, he can turn it off and go to sleep and not have to help with anything
Exactly.
else. But then you have the woman who's told, this is your job, expectation or that says that she needs to be there for her family. She can't really have work because she needs to be home with her children, and it's almost shameful that if you leave them, it's like, how dare you? You need to take care of them. And it's like, why, just because I was born a woman, I can't have goals for myself? Why is it that you have to you can't be a wife, mom, and person that works?
No, and with the video, pissed me off that you have so many professional Black and Latinas and American women that have achieved so much.
Exactly.
Okay, and have a family also.
Yeah.
Okay, so that I'm like, no, I think we all could be independent. We all could serve. And with the serving part, I'm like, I guess it's a generational thing.
Yeah.
Because, and Jackie's my sister-in-law. If you watch the previous episodes, in our family, I have Abuela Milo. Like when we have a gathering, she's like, "Did you serve Javi?" I'm like, I just got here. Like I just walked in. Like, hold on. And if I can, I will serve Javi. And if I can't, Javi will serve himself. Simple.
Yeah.
I had 50.
Where did that idea come from?
That's what I want to know.
That's machismo.
You know what?
That's
No,
machismo.
you know what? I just thought about it. I feel like, yes, it's generational. I think also since generationally, 50s, 40s, whatever, you have your man that would work and then he'd be out working all day. And then when he came home, you had your dinner ready so you would serve him. Maybe that's where that came from. And then regardless of whether she had a job or not, it was like, yo, did you serve your man? And it's like, sometimes I feel awkward when I'm in front of your family and Marcus was like, what do you want? I'm like, wait, you can't do that. Your mom's gonna see it. And she's gonna
But honestly, like, good for him.
He goes, you want a little bit of everything? And I'm like, hold on.
Yeah, sure. No.
I'm like, just don't let her.
No, I know for a fact that in my family, my grandmother is machismo. That's machismo. Woman, you man. You serve your man. In my mommy's generation is that papi, like we always say, papi is rey, he's the king. Mommy's the queen.
The king of the house, yeah.
And he brings home the bacon.
Right.
He worked his ass off, and she wants to serve him.
Right.
So I was raised that way, but not with the machismo part. I feel like I want to serve my husband because Javi
appreciate him.
Javi treats me good,
Right.
and I want to do
show
the same
that.
for him.
Exactly.
Not because.
And I feel like that's the only genuine way to do it. If you're doing it because you were told to do it, do you really mean it?
Yeah.
Just like if somebody says, say sorry. Sorry. Do you really mean that sorry?
No.
Because somebody's forcing it on
No.
you.
Yeah.
But if you do it because you're like, I'm gonna serve my man because he's good to me, he takes care of my kids, he makes money for the house,
So with
he
the
cleans
video-
it up, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna serve him a nice big plate or whatever.
I'm gonna make his favorite dish, or I'm going
Because
to.
you do it out of a love
Exactly.
and not out of an obligation.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I
yes.
feel like a lot of like generations, like my mom's generation, it's just something that they're used to. Like
Right.
I don't mean to throw them under the bus, but I'm
But-
going to. But like my dad, like he's a truck driver, so he'll come home, and if my mom didn't make dinner, like she didn't make dinner, or he'll be like, oh well, I'm hungry, like I didn't eat all day. Where's my food? Like it's kind of expected, and it's expected from my dad. Like my mom will make dinner, and then my mom will be like, oh, dinner's ready. And he's like, okay, and then she'll be like, oh, it's at the table, because she knows that he's not gonna get it out of whatever he's doing to serve himself. I'm not gonna lie, does he make dinner? Yeah, he'll make dinner like once or twice a week when he is home.
Okay.
But even then, like my mom has to serve him. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So it's just like, to me, I'm like, Jeremy.
Do the same?
I don't do the same, no. Like, and when Jeremy
So
Jeremy first moved in, my mom was like, Trixie, like, go serve Jeremy, like, and I'm like, no, Jeremy has 2 legs. Jeremy could do it himself. He has hands. He could serve himself. And it's now to a point where my mom doesn't ask me. Like, she doesn't go like, I'm just like, hey, Jeremy, food is ready. She knows, because I'm like, I chose not to do it. My grandmother.
You're changing that.
Yeah. Definitely. Sorry, I
You're
can't.
changing that with your future children.
Yeah.
Are you gonna change that?
I think they're gonna learn by example. It's just how we are at home.
I think so too.
Marcos cooks a lot, and I don't cook that much, just because he likes to cook so much. And but even after he's cooked, he's like, I'm gonna serve you a plate. Your plate's on the table. He cooked a dinner for the whole family the other day. He had all the placemats set out.
Aww.
And he's like, we're gonna eat as a family. Everybody's gonna sit down and we're gonna all eat together.
We were raised that way.
It's like,
He wants it together.
so he is a man, and he works,
Yeah.
and he gets his hands dirty, but he's also a family person, and he also likes to serve.
Yeah.
And I feel like, why is it that we have to just put it on women?
Yeah.
Now granted, he's changed, because we've been married, we've been together. I was doing the math yesterday. I almost had a heart attack.
Oh my gosh.
This coming May, we'll be 18 years together.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's what I said. I was like, I was like, you gotta be kidding me. 2003, May 2003 was our first date.
That's like your entire life.
My entire, yes.
This is when you got 16.
15 years old. I was 15.
Okay.
Wow.
And anyway, that's neither.
You guys just figured out her age, but
I'm 33. You don't have to do that. But yeah, so at first, and I'm not to say, well, I guess I trained him. But the thing is that
we kind of
he
do.
listen, I believe in training your men.
had a puppy. But what I mean is that when you're in a household and you're in that home for your entire life, he didn't live on his own. We never lived on our own. We went from living in our family's homes, we got married and we lived together. That's just how it worked out.
Yeah.
Generational. You ain't leaving this house with no man unless you got a ring on your finger.
Yeah.
That's exactly what
That's a cultural.
That's another culture.
That happened to me.
That's anyway. But yeah, there was a lot of things where we had to work things out, where it wasn't always like, okay, we're gonna split this and then we had to like work it out. But I think if it works for the couple, if the woman likes to be the serving and the man likes to be served, great. If it works for you, women like to be submissive. Some women love that. They like to take care. Don't get me wrong. I like to take care and be, but that's not, my life is not dedicated to you.
Yeah.
Like I have my own life and I work as well, 40 hours a week.
Yeah.
We both are tired at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So there's no reason why we cannot come together and make it happen.
And I think that's where like it misses the mark a lot in, you know, like in the generations before. And I've talked to my mom about it because I'm just like, I don't know how you do it. I always tell her like, I don't know how you do it. She's like, I don't know. I was raised in Puerto Rico. This is how we do it. This is how we do it in Puerto Rico. And then her entire excuse for me is because I was raised that way. I broke out of it because I was like, I don't want to do that. That's so much work. Like I learned how to cook. I barely know how to cook. I follow Pinterest recipes and I'm good at it. But that's it, you know? Right. But I could put food on the table.
But you try. It's not like you don't try.
Exactly.
It's not like you're like, no, I don't cook. That's it.
No.
Yeah.
The way it changed for me was just life. We got married. Like I saw mommy, you know, as I grew up. Like mommy would iron our clothes every 2 weeks. Mommy made sofrito for the whole, like a big bowl.
Yes. I remember the same. Everything you're saying is everything I remember.
Everything. Okay. So when I wanted to, and this is for our next topic, taboo. I wanted to leave my home whenever I wanted to be married, dressed in white with a ring, and then whenever I moved from my house, it was going to be married. It didn't work out that way. It worked out what I moved out.
For most people, it doesn't work out.
It doesn't.
With their help, I moved out with my aunt. We lived together, and I had to do things myself. I got my job or whatever, but I was trying to do things
the way they aligned it for you.
No. Like, okay, if you live by yourself, why would you make a big ass bowl of sofrito?
Because that's what you were used to.
Yeah.
Because that's what I was
You didn't know how to make single servings.
When we got married, I'm like, every 2 weeks I have to iron clothes because that's what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah.
But guess what? I mean, I'm not saying that mommy's job is lesser or whatever, because I'm pretty sure that if you have to put a price on that job,
there is no price. No.
Okay, so
that's a job
mommy,
in and of itself.
Mommy, you know, she ironed or whatever, but I'm like, mommy wasn't working. She didn't have a job outside of the home.
Right.
I did.
Right. So to come home and have to do the job of 2 women,
I can't.
Yeah.
And I just have to accept it.
Right.
I can't.
It's
I'm gonna
expectations
shoot
that we
myself
put on
because
ourselves.
I'm trying to do this superwoman's job. I am my own person.
Right.
I can only do what I could do, and that's it. Back then it was working, and it got to the point where I'm like, I used to iron every 2 weeks. I'm like, oh, I gotta do this. I'm like, no. Especially like moving together with a new person, like a marriage or whatever, working with your marriage. I'm like, no. So it got to the point where like every morning we would iron our clothes and go to work, iron our clothes and go to work. I'm like, no. And then it got like, no, the dryer's doing it. You're out. Because
put it extra hot.
yeah. I'm like, no. So yeah, like I mentioned earlier, I'm like, I got to the point, I'm like, you know what? I'm not my mom. I'm not mommy, and that's it. She did all that, and I applaud her. She is superwoman, and she raised all these, 4 kids, and good. But I'm not her. I'm Jennifer, and I do things different.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. I like this, Jennifer.
Now, let me tell you, and Fefi's not here, but I think she will agree. Fefi was raised, or she took it in a different
manner.
In a different manner. Like, Fefi tried to do, or she has tried to be mom, like I did. 3 kids, they have different issues, health issues. No, and the husband expecting for her to do this and that, blah, 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 blah. Like, no.
Like, hearing it makes me exhausted.
It makes me,
I'm like,
I
why?
hear when she has to, like, appointments for her kids. And another topic, of course, the taboo. Like, yo,
Yeah.
she's gonna blow up. Like, I just hear her, the way she has to plan everything, and I'm like, okay, stop. I feel like I can't breathe.
Yeah.
And she's expected to do, but she did it that way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
She set
I
those
chose to
expectations
stop
for
it.
herself.
I chose to be like, I'm sorry, but
yeah.
I can't be like mom. I can't.
Yeah.
But she
Some
shows a
people have a
different
hard
path.
time
And
saying no, or
That-
that they feel guilty that they can't meet a certain expectation.
I used to feel bad because I wasn't like my mom, and I'm not my mom. I'm not.
Yeah.
I feel bad that I'm not like my mom either. She is. I can't even explain.
I tell Trixie all the time, like, if I had all the money in the world, then I could reward my parents, because just as I'm talking about my mom, my father has busted his ass all his life to give us everything, and the fathers are always like applaud for like, you know, the men that work and maintain their family, and we're like, oh, papi's the best. My father is the best. So is my mom. I don't feel that moms don't get enough credit.
It's just
definitely
expected.
not.
When you get
expected.
married, there's a dance with the dad. The dad walks you down the aisle.
Yeah.
Like, I regret that.
He gives you away.
He gives you away. You know, my mom busted her ass doing everything at our wedding. She did all the decorations, the girls' dress. My mom did everything. And then my father gets to walk me down the aisle.
Right.
Yeah.
You know who raised me? They both did.
Yeah.
So if I had to do things all over again, I would have both of my parents walk me down the aisle. Because, coño,
No,
they
it's true.
busted their
That's
ass.
You know why? Because it's tradition.
It's
follow tradition. We
We
follow
are very-
culture. We're creatures of habit.
Exactly.
So what was taught to us, we just continue unless we say, wait, you don't have to do it this way.
Exactly.
And that's what happened with you. That's what happened with me. That's what happened with her.
No.
And it's the same thing. We were like, wait. We were taught this, but that doesn't mean we're robots. We are our own creatures.
Exactly.
We're not in the same mold. Everybody's different.
Yeah.
And just because we're all Puerto Rican or whatever doesn't mean that that's how we have to stay under that.
So big question, sorry, but like, my mom always said it's because I was raised here in the United States. That's why I don't follow these cultural norms and stuff.
Yeah.
So do you guys believe that?
Yeah,
do you think that if we were maybe raised in Puerto Rico and actually like stayed there our entire lives, do you think we'd be differently?
Because we're surrounded by the culture.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
When you come to the mainland, you have the American culture. The American way of life is nothing like how you're shown. It's just like what if you were to tell an American, Caucasian, whatever you want to call a woman, that you serve your man. I think I've told people maybe I've worked with or friends or whatever that you serve your husband, and just that word serve is like,
no, I told you before.
I'm sorry,
like,
what?
I've had issues at work where they're like, what? Like,
he can't do it himself?
Let him get it himself. I'm like, no.
So,
it's
but if you're in
okay.
Puerto Rico, all you have are Puerto Ricans there, and they're like, no, you serve your man. And that's it.
It's okay.
Yeah.
I also have mentioned to Trixie that our culture, or maybe this generation, and I mean like your generation, my generation, 50 generation, like 80s maybe, the Latino culture is disappearing little by little. That shit is disappearing little by little, because I'm pretty sure that there's things, of course, we all gonna change things the way you raise your kids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I'm pretty sure you're not gonna raise your daughter to be like, no, in order for you to get a man, you have to learn how to do this, this, and that.
I'll never do that to her.
No, or your son.
Both of them.
Both of them.
In order to be a productive human, you need to learn how to clean a toilet. You need to learn how to make yourself some freaking food.
How to
you
make
need
a
to
toast.
learn how to wash your clothes.
Yeah.
You need to learn. You just need to learn.
Yeah, these are
Why
normal
is it because?
things.
Why does it have
Survival.
to be because you need to
You
attract a
woman.
mate?
No.
Exactly.
No. And I was, mommy literally didn't tell me, like, in order for you to get a man. No. But like, when you're,
My mom told me she I'm sorry, mommy, pero like you told me in order to get a man.
when you're saying like, ¿quién se va a casar contigo? Who's gonna marry you?
Yeah.
You're literally saying like, if
Well,
I
if
don't
you're saying
know
who's
how to
gonna
do
marry you,
this,
that means how you're gonna get a man. That's exactly the same thing.
Exactly.
It's just not worded the same way.
Yeah, and you know what? There's somebody out there for everybody. So I'm pretty sure you and Jeremy balance each other out, and we're good.
You find what works for you. That's it.
Yeah, Javi and I balance each other out, and we're good. Same thing with you guys, and that's it. because I wish back then I could go like 20 years from now and be like, oh no, there's somebody out there for me that
Yeah,
would
but
love
you
me the
don't
way
know.
I am.
You don't know.
You know?
But it's
That's
funny
all you're surrounded
to
by.
say because like my mom talks to my grandma every day and she lives in Puerto Rico and she says, so did Trixie learn how to cook? Like did Trixie still
Old
learn
school.
how to do this? I'm 27 years old, okay?
Old
Me and
school.
Jeremy been together since like we were like 19, you know what I mean? And she's like, she's like, si ella no prende, if she doesn't learn, like he's gonna leave her for, so it's like in my grandmother's head, like, I didn't find my person. Like there's still like Jeremy could still leave for that woman that I can't do it. Yeah, that's gonna do everything. And my mom's like, I know, like Trixie got it. Trixie's good. Like Jeremy's comfortable.
You're probably changing your mom's opinions.
Oh yeah, I
I
am. I think it's
she's like,
good.
wait, maybe
Yeah.
it doesn't have to be this way.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't have to be a bad thing.
No, I don't think it's a bad thing. I think that me being independent, even especially Jen, like she's a business owner. She does everything that she needs to do on her own. Yeah, she has her support, but I think she's a badass, and I think that, and like I never tell you this, but I think like her job herself, it's like, wow, you broke everything that everybody was saying, and you're doing this on your own, and you're succeeding at it. Like wow, like that's an award in itself. That's an achievement that not everybody can do.
And you know what? It's okay if you cannot do it. That's okay. It's just like,
But you find what works
okay
for
me
you.
to-
If you want to be a housewife,
That's
be a housewife
fine.
all damn day.
That's fine.
But don't feel like you have to be a housewife because you're told that you need to be a housewife.
Exactly.
That's fine.
Period. There's no wrong way to do what you want to do.
I think we had spoken before where if monetarily we were good, I wouldn't mind staying home.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind staying home and be the housewife. And you know what type of housewife? Extra.
That's right. Oh.
No, not that one. Not that one.
She's like, I love my man.
An extra one. No. I don't mind. I don't mind like if I was able, if my body was able to have children or whatever, I wouldn't mind staying home.
See, but you're a special kind of creature because you enjoy. I love my children with all my heart, but I cannot be at home. I can't. I think I would go crazy.
And that's fine.
But everybody's built differently though. But you also shouldn't be felt to be a difficult or to be what do you call it? Oh my god, I can't think of the word.
I'm sorry.
You can't be made to feel like you're doing something wrong because you're not one way or the other.
Exactly.
If you want to do a business, good on you, girl. If you want to pop out 10 kids and be a homegirl, good on you, girl.
Yeah.
But we can't all follow the same path. Period.
Exactly.
And you shouldn't.
No, and I think this
You
generation,
shouldn't feel guilty because
we're breaking that.
We are breaking
We're
that.
breaking that. We're breaking that. Just like I mentioned before to you, we've had so many conversations, so many topics.
We talk a lot.
I mentioned
We work together. So
and the way our culture is disappearing, meaning like maybe your kids, unless you make it a point.
yeah.
Fefi's kids, they don't know the Puerto Rican culture.
No,
They don't know to speak Spanish. They probably, some of them, like maybe 50, they understand it.
Right.
I do it to Kami on purpose sometimes. And she's like, huh? I'm like,
Hey, she got good at the summer because we kept talking to her and she was like.
So the culture, and it's sad to say because I'm proud of my culture.
Yeah.
But it's disappearing little by little. On generation, like your parents, like they came from New York or they came from Puerto Rico, and that's in us. The way, you know, we still have it.
Yeah.
But little by little, it's disappearing. So
It is.
the same way of the way we were raised is disappearing.
Right.
We are changing that.
We are changing that,
We're
but we
changing
can also
that.
keep other things so that the culture doesn't die.
Yes.
That's what I was gonna say. Like, there's a lot of things in our culture that
Like-
I like and
Yeah.
I appreciate. Like, at the end of the day, no matter how it happens, we support each other. Like, one of us is falling, I feel like there's always somebody there to pick us up. And I feel like there's a lot of things that we do as together. Like, we make sure that things get done. You know what I mean?
I
As a
try to
family.
make it a point with my parents that when they have their grandkids over, like, papi, teach the boys how to make this, how to cook that. I love it when your family gets together and make pasteles. that's like, whoa.
Because that's all my sister. She's the one that was like, listen,
It's
if
important.
we don't carry it on, it's just gonna die.
It's
so we
gonna
have
die.
to,
It's
and
gonna
a
die.
tradition
And
that-
we live in a lifestyle right now that we're in a hurry.
Oh, yeah.
Shortcuts and we don't.
Yeah.
And I want to so bad, but
there's no time. There's not enough time.
Yeah.
But it's especially in the holidays, like let's make the time. Let's let's not adopt this culture. Let's keep our culture. Let's do our tradition. Let's to this new generation. And the same thing with, like I said, the way we were raised. Like you didn't like how your parents raised you, you could change it.
Right.
You all could change it, and that's it. So I just hope that my nephew, my niece, my nephews and niece, could stand on their own 2 feet and do things for themselves, and
just be independent and
Yeah,
strong,
yeah.
but for themselves, not for anybody else.
not for anybody
Exactly.
else.
Not because they need to bring a certain expectation to a relationship, or be good because you want to be good.
Or feel like their
Because
worth is because
of what they're able to accomplish or whatever.
Back to the video, black woman, Latina, white, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what culture or whatever. Do things for you.
I feel like we're all independent.
Yes.
Whether you're black, you're Spanish, you're
And
Caucasian,
if you want to
we're
treat your
all
man
independent.
once in a while, well, not once in a while, if you want to treat him, like, I love that I treat him, he treats me, and I don't see I have to do this because he's a man. No, like, it's just, that's not there.
We need to care for Why can't we care for each other? Why
That's
can't he
it.
give me
That's
a back
what I'm
rub and I'll
saying.
rub his feet?
I know, I love
or
it.
I'll cook it for him
Yeah.
and he like it why can't it just be a couples thing where it's just reciprocated? You do one thing and we just show each other how we appreciate each other. It doesn't have to be expected. And that's what I love about him. And I told him this, is that he goes, thank you so much for dinner, thank you so much for blah 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 blah, and then it's not like it was expected for it
No,
was
exactly.
truly
it's
appreciated.
so nice. Like,
Exactly.
thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, I was not forced to do that. I didn't want to. I did it because I wanted to, and I know he appreciates it.
Yeah.
Period. And I feel like that means a lot more than
Yeah.
when you're told to do something.
Exactly. Like I still sometimes once in a while I'll serve Jeremy, like if I'm in the mood or like, he did something great for me, like I'll serve him and my mom's like, oh, mira, te look, you're getting better. And I'm like, mommy, whatever. I'm
Don't
like,
get used to it.
yeah.
Stop.
I'm
I'm
like,
not gonna do it anymore. I'm not gonna do it.
yeah. I'm like, no. I'm like, it's just that like he helped me. Like he, like there are times where maybe serving like Jeremy loves it when I serve him, by the way, but like it's sometimes
I think everybody likes to be served.
Yeah.
It's special.
so it's like for him and like me serving him, he's like, oh, like he gets so excited. So I'm like, that's my way of being like,
Let me do it again.
You know what though?
Yeah.
I feel like it's appreciated more too when you do it out of the blue.
Yeah.
And it's not, you're not like, oh, let me get that for you.
yeah,
And they're
exactly.
like,
No,
Yeah, it's
and
not expected.
And real quick, I had people from work where we used to work, I worked in insurance companies, no names. I worked in 2 different companies, and Javi and I worked together at both companies, and sometimes I would have my lunch with my friend, and then I would get his lunch ready. So when I'm out of my lunch, he starts his lunch.
yeah.
So they were used to talk. They're like, why? Like he could do himself. I'm like, oh my God, it's okay. I don't have a problem doing it. And not everybody knows what he does for me.
Exactly.
Right.
And I'm not doing it
There's
because
a lot.
he does it for me. Like it feels good. I want him to feel good. Like we do it to each other. Like
And also, what is it of their business?
That's what I'm saying. But no, things like that. Everybody's like,
company, like we were getting pizza, and I'm like, oh, let me have Javi's pizza. They're like, why? Let him get it.
Do they must not care for their husbands or
Let
what
him
I'm
get
saying.
it. So there you go. Because we don't serve him, we don't care.
no.
No, I'm kidding.
That's not what I mean.
No,
I'm
no,
saying
no,
like
but
the
that's
way that
how-
they come at you, like, why are you doing? It's like,
No,
how about I
that's-
love him and I want to do it?
Let me tell you something. That was like the death of me ever liking that person. It was a female.
Yeah.
She's like, let him get it. Why can't he get it? I'm
You
like,
know why? Because the man probably never done anything for her, so she's like,
I'm like,
why am I gonna do that for
I'm
him?
saying.
I'm like, well, he's working.
She sounds bitter.
And I'm his wife, and it's okay. I'm gonna get it for him.
Yeah.
I'm like, for a second there, I'm like, you think I'm gonna eat his pizza? Like, with this size? I'm like, no, I need more than that. No. Anyways, I'm like, no. And I'm like, that's my husband, and I'm gonna get him his food.
Exactly.
And that's it. And like you said, it's not her effing business.
Right.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So like you don't live in our bedroom, like you don't live in our house, like you
And-
don't know what happens.
She was black. So, what she feels.
Well, see, you just proved the video.
You just proved the video.
So maybe she's like, like let him get it.
Well,
but it could also
maybe her culture told her, and you don't do that for a man.
And the other one that spoke out was white.
What did she say?
She said like, why can't he heat up his own food? Let him heat up his own food. I'm like, I'm here already.
I'm interested to see what the viewers say and and what the comments are like. Mention your ethnicity. Mention how you were raised.
Please.
Because I want to know. I'm genuinely
Yeah, so I'm
curious.
assuming
We
like-
have one point of view right here.
Yeah.
It's only one.
Yeah.
It is.
And it's pretty much the same
Yes.
across the board.
Yes.
So I want to know the differences if you're black, if you're white, if you're freaking Chinese, if you're Indian. What's your culture? What is your culture?
Because I know in a lot of cultures, like they're not even allowed to sit in the front seat of the car because me woman, you man,
Right,
and you walk behind me, and my man walks right by my side, and he better like, and he walks on this side, no that side, and I walk on the other. Like there's a lot of things.
It's different, and who knows? And you might have people of those different cultures coming to America, no pun intended, but they come to America and then they become Americanized, and they're like, wait a minute.
Yeah,
This
and
is different.
that happens a lot.
And that's why
Yes.
you become Americanized a lot.
Yes.
And you lose the culture.
Yes.
Sometimes good ways, sometimes bad ways.
And in my family, not saying names, but we used to talk about that. Oh, it's because they're Americanized.
Yes.
It's true.
Oh my god.
She does it like that because she's Americanized.
It's true.
I have to like that.
Yes.
I'm like,
It's
okay,
true.
so guess what? Now I'm Americanized.
You're Americanized.
Yeah.
You very much are. If you were to go back and go live in Puerto Rico, you'd probably be like, I'm not used to
Or Dominican Republic.
Oh, Dominican Republic.
It's so funny because like like people in Puerto Rico, like my family in Puerto Rico, they'll be like, oh, I Trixie, you're so American, tú una americana, blah blah blah, and I'm like, you know what? I am sorry, but I love being an American.
Yeah.
Like I love being Puerto Rican, but like if you're gonna identify me as one, I prefer American because I've learned my voice and I know who I am more as an American than I would see myself as a Puerto Rican. Like I don't.
You're suppressed.
Yeah, like I don't like. I'm independent. Like this is me, you know.
Yeah,
and I want to say that every single day because I love being who I am, you know.
Yeah.
And I think being Puerto Rican is just. I wouldn't be able to do that, and it wouldn't be nurtured like it is here. Here, it's encouraged to be who you are, and it's encouraged to do what you want to do. To follow a line, like go do your own independent thing. So yeah, no, it's not an insult for me anymore. People like they try to insult me and I'm like, it's not. I like being an American, you know?
Yeah, so.
Okay, so, that's like.
That was spicy.
Yeah. So we're gonna do, I found a quote. We usually do thought of the day. So again, it's found on Google. If you guys send it to me, I usually find them on Instagram, anywhere in the thing. So I do not, social media. So this one is, difference is an accident of birth and it should therefore never be the source of hatred or conflict. So I feel like in the video, I felt like he wanted to kind of start like a conflict a little bit by saying that Black women are independent and that Spanish people are servants. And I feel like it shouldn't be a divide. I think we should all embrace our differences, you know?
Yep.
So we are having a subscriber giveaway. So by the time that this will air, because this will air in about 2 weeks, we should be at 75 subscribers.
Nah, let's go 100.
Okay. But our goal was to get to 75 and then we were gonna give a giveaway. So the giveaway is pretty much, if you're seeing this, go over to our Keeping It Real with the Royal Sisters Instagram and I will post the picture right here. It's probably gonna be a picture of us three. I will post it and comment down below what your thoughts are, and then make sure that you're subscribed, and then you will be entered, thank you, into our giveaway, and one of subscribers will be lucky to be able to come in and be our co-host, just like Jackie did today.
Yeah, and if you are already subscribed, get some people, you know what, I'm gonna give them an extra entry in there.
Oh!
So if you are subscribed already and you invite people to subscribe, have them comment like, Pepe told me to subscribe.
Yeah.
And I will enter Pepe for that extra, and I will enter the whoever
And
subscribed.
yeah,
so you'll get that extra one.
So I'll put the picture up here again, and then make sure to comment that. Make sure you're also following us, because that's the 3 criteria: liking, comment, and following us on Instagram too.
We'll do a live giveaway. We'll do it live.
And then we'll do it live, yeah. But we really appreciate you guys.
Yes, and please remember that if you are reaching us through the hotline, texting through the hotline, or email, remember, we have a full-time job. So whenever we get a chance, like at night or whatever, we scroll through the phone. Like, we're trying to balance the life, you know, like married life and podcast or YouTuber life.
Yeah.
So we will go through them on that time and reach out to you guys. So bear with us with that. Yes. So we're good. This is good.
This is good.
Yeah, and I can't wait to hear what you guys think.
All right, you guys. So remember to do all the fun things and to stay royal.
What is the fun things?
The fun things is like, comment, and share.
Thank you.
All
That's
those
it.
fun things.